Today is Sunday, January 7th, 2024, and I've got mixed feelings. They say that anxiety and excitement are the same chemical reactions in the body, yet the only difference is how we process it in our brains. They're both these high energy emotions. And right now, I'm feeling that way because I'm feeling like 2024 is a make a or break type of year. And no one is telling me that. I am fully aware that that is pressure that I'm putting on myself. Yet maybe I'm feeling like this because I just made a very big financial decision. And it's coming, or at least aligning really closely with another date. So late February, 2 years ago, is when I quit my job at TikTok as a global account director. And 2 years later, so actually, let's go back. 2 years ago, I quit my job at TikTok. And at the time, I had a couple safety nets, one being my savings account. I quit with the idea of if I quit this job and I make zero revenue from what I'm doing with Plural, then I'll be okay. I'll have enough to maintain my lifestyle, pay my rent or my mortgage rather, do live my life how I'm living it, and I'll be fine, right? The idea was that that safety net will give me a cushion and enough time for me to really just think. And that thinking will allow me to develop the plans and the strategy for what I eventually want to build. And since then, the good news is that, well, the good news is that I'm still here, I guess. I don't know. No, no, no. All right. The good news is that there's a lot of good news, but I'm struggling to acknowledge the good news because all right, here's the thing. What I really want to say, like ideal case scenario, I would have been like, hey, the good news is that my savings account, I I spent it to hold me down while I thought about all this shit. And now I'm at the point where I replace my savings account. That's what I want to say. That would be the like Disney princess fairy tale ending type of shit that I want to say. The truth is that I spent that savings account on a lot of different things, which I won't get into, right? But like a lot of it was like to maintain my lifestyle, the business, and maybe I've replaced half of it, which is good, right? And the reason and the way that I've replaced half of it is because of the money that I've generated since then, right? So I thought about how can I monetize? What are people asking me for? And I've developed monetization strategy focused around speaking engagements, workshops to help people understand what their most authentic self is, right? So help people with their discovery process. Now, I knew, although that monetization strategy is working, I knew that it wasn't the ultimate goal. I knew that I wanted to build something, a product that can help people get to know themselves even when I'm not there in person, right? Because these speaking engagements aren't scalable and they're dependent on if I'm in the room or not, right? So hence this app that I've been talking about for so long, which is essentially going to be your personal mindset coach. That's what we've developed. We've developed an AI powered app that's going to act as your personal mindset coach, right? Now, going back to what I said earlier around why I have mixed feelings, right? Ideal scenario, like ideal scenario. I would have generated enough money from these speaking engagements, from everything monetization strategy wise, to the point where I can take some of the revenue or profits, whatever you want to call it, to fund the app development process, right? So when you're launching a startup or building a company, you either contract people or hire people to build the technology, or you have a technical co-founder that essentially works for free, quote unquote, in exchange for equity. I have not found technical co-founder yet that I trust to work together and exchange. It's like a marriage. Essentially, marry this co-founder, right? Because like working on a business is like a marriage. So I haven't done that yet, right? So, and I haven't generated enough revenue to take that money out to then pay, right? So I just cashed out my 401k. And that's the part that I'm thinking of like mixed emotions because on one side, I'm happy. I'm feeling fortunate. I'm feeling, I don't know, blessed. I, I should be celebrating the fact that I even have enough in my 401k from all of the years that I've been working to cash out a big portion of it. I want to say most of it. I'm not gonna tell you the exact number, but most of it in order to fund this app development process. I should be happy because not everyone has that. Not everyone can be like, oh, I need to build this. Huh, how do I get money for that? And I don't have to go to VCs. I don't have to take out a loan. I can just literally take the money that's already my money, right? But with that same decision, I have tapped into another safety net, if you will, right? The first one was my savings account. The second one is this 401k, right? And what I'm alluding to is that eventually you run out of safety nets, right? But it's interesting. If I never wanted to build an app, and let's just say I wanted to continue doing speaking engagements, workshops, I'm going to relaunch the apparel line. I'm going to relaunch podcast ads. Like I could still run this company without touching my 401k as it is right now. As I'm running it right now, I can still run the company without touching my 401k. The reason why I need the money is because I'm building technology and that is expensive to develop. So the reason why I'm taking out of my 401k is essentially to evolve, plural, from a lifestyle brand, a media company, to a technology company. Let me say that again, because it almost feels like a it feels like a manifestation. It feels like a positive affirmation. I am becoming a tech founder. I am a tech founder. I am evolving this company from being a media and lifestyle brand to a technology company. It feels good saying that. It feels really good saying that. And not just from like not from an ego standpoint, but more so from I see the impact of technology everywhere, all around me. Like, and I know the impact that this can have on the world. And I'm having an impact on shaping how this technology works and impacts our community. Well, this is an audio video journal entry, so that's the point of it. Like, I'm supposed to just let all my thoughts out and not worry if I'm going on a tangent or going off script or whatever, because there is no script. You know what I mean? But I'm acknowledging that and I'm trying to pull myself back into these mixed feelings that I'm having around cashing out my 401k. I was talking about safety nets. I'm also feeling thankful that I haven't gotten to the point of other entrepreneurial stories, right? You hear these people, and when I say these people, I'm talking about entrepreneurs, business owners, founders, maxing out credit cards, putting, putting their mortgage up into loan, all of that. I don't know. It's just like starting to take these side jobs in order to fund it. And like, there's nothing wrong with either of those or any of those. Do what you got to do to fund your dreams in the most responsible way possible. I'm just happy that I haven't done that yet. And hopefully I won't have to do that, right? So again, I am happy that I have this option. It is I'm like I'm almost afraid to say the word scary and acknowledge how scary this is, right? Because in my mind, when I decided to take it out, I thought of it just as an investment. In fact, in my mind, when I was taking it out, I didn't even see it as a risk. I was like, this is 1,000% going to pay off. Just like my savings account, I'm like, oh, I'll just put it back when I make enough money and revenue, right? But when them racks, those tens of thousands of dollars hit my bank account, right? Because you withdraw from your 401k and then it takes a couple of days to hit your bank account. And when it did, I was like, oh, this shit is real. This shit is real. I'm about to spend this money. But the way that I think about it, I'm like, it's almost as if imagine you had a genie that imagine not a genie, but like, I don't know, let's say you had the power to predict the lotto numbers for tomorrow, right? And the only thing is that to pay for that lotto ticket, and this isn't how much I took out, it's way more than this. But like let's just say to pay for that lotto ticket, it is $10,000. But you're guaranteed to win millions, maybe billions. Would you play the ticket? I'm talking guaranteed to win the lotto. And let's say it's not even 10,000. Let's say it's $1,000. But like some number that is like expensive, yet you have it somewhere available. I don't know. You know what I mean? Whatever that number is for you, would you play that lotto ticket? Because that's how I feel about Plural. I feel like I'm sitting on $1 billion idea, $1 billion product in the making. And all I need to do is fund it. Like I have the winning ticket. I know this is a need in the world. I know this is a need for my audience and community. I know it's going to change the world. But how confident am I, right? Like put my money where my motherfucking mouth is. How much do I believe in that shit? Am I willing to put up my 401k? Because that's what I'm doing. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm placing a bet that this is going to work. That's how I see the shit. So when I say I see it as an investment, that yeah, it's a bet. That's what investments are. It's like it's like you're going to Vegas or Atlantic City. You're playing roulette, and like it's about to land on black, and you cash out your 401k and you put your money on black because you suddenly have the power to see the future and know that it's about to land on black. How like would you do that if you guaranteed to know and you had the money? Would you do it? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And you know what? I'm not afraid to lose. Or maybe, I mean, I don't, who wants to lose? You know what I mean? But I'm not, I'm not afraid. If this doesn't work out, and I said this in the episode when I quit my job, if this doesn't work out, worst case scenario, I will go back to what I was doing 2 years ago. I will get a job. My ego won't take a hit. I'll be proud of what I built. I'll be proud of the content that I put out there, and I'd be comfortable getting a job. You know what's crazy? Worst case scenario, I'll be back to like being a top five or top 10 income earner in the world. That is not a that is not a bad case scenario. Best case scenario though, we change the world. We make mental health cool. We inspire billions of people to finally be their most authentic self. And we save them from potential mental health crisis. We save them from these physical illnesses that start with the mental. We are the catalyst for billions of people's careers. That's the bet I'm taking. Best case scenario, this bet changes the world for the better. Changes my life for the better. Worst case scenario, my 401k ain't shit, and I just go get a job to build it back up. For now, if you're listening to this, you are the first to know about me cashing out my 401k. And later down the line, there will be various opportunities for you to support this mission financially. But for now, all I ask you is to sign up for the app launch waitlist so that you can be the first to know when we launch, and you can be the first ones to test it. The link is in the show notes. Thank you.